Time to get the planter going. We got the planting tractor here. It's not what any of you thought.
You are now watching the 2023 season of Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. We got a load in here this morning. 2755. We got to throw the forks on. We'll get him unloaded and get our day going. It's not the tractor. It's K-Money. So Kevin brought me my scrap hay head, but I want the gearbox out of it, some parts like that, and the cultivators. So we'll get him unloaded. That means one less trip. I don't know what he's actually picking up, but yeah. The drags are leaving. I know everybody's worked up and said I should have ran them. Frank's taking them. Kevin's hauling them, big time.
I'm hauling.
Call for all your K&M trucking needs. I gotta cut the rest of them off the back of the disc and then we'll be in a good place. Came down here to Mr. Burr's house. He said, I got a fuel tank sitting here. The electric pump leaks. But he said, I'm tired of it being here. I was just gonna scrap it. I said, I'll grab it. So got to figure out how I'm gonna lift it up. It has a hand pump and an electric with a handle. Yeah, we'll put it to use. There we go. We got it out of there. For right now, we'll just set it right here. We do got to get our gutter drain coming back on. Put some rock down underneath it. Yeah. This will be for right now. Since I do want to get on-farm fuel for on-road, off-road, and then a small tank for gas. Just makes life easier. But I got to weld the leg back on. When we picked it up, it came right off, which ain't the worst thing. So we'll get that, bring it over there, weld it on, set that, and then Monday I got fuel delivery, so we'll fill that and all the tractors. Kevin did bring me packages that got delivered to my old address by accident. Got another wheel seal. So I have 2 spares right now, which is perfectly good. I got the spare cap. So we're hoarding stuff now and we're getting good at that. Let me put this in there. So we're learning. We're getting to a better place. Sorry, throwing you guys around. We're getting to a better place as far as having spare parts and knowing what we need. Is it perfect? No. Was it in my price range? Yeah. Legs on. They're not perfect, any of it. A little bent, things are tweaked. We'll go set it down over there. Okay, we're gonna go on an adventure. Yeah, let's go on a quick adventure, hopefully quick. We have a whole bucket full of tools, my air compressor, which has been really handy. We're we're gonna go up the road and grab something. Make our life, well, it's a necessity. So I did give Yanko a pillow. So he's got his blanket, his pillow, and we'll get going. Another mini excavator coming down the road. The cat, not a 331 I could. Out digging. It's a good day for it. It's Saturday. We're out for a cruise. Yanko's living the best life. We gotta fix the AC in here, but we got the windows open, which ain't bad. But these cabs, if you got the windows open, you're doing field work. No bueno. So, we just gotta check over the AC, figure out the charging. We're running, so we gotta keep moving. So this is what we came to get. This is a silage table to fill a blower, to unload into a blower, but for trucks to unload. So this is Aaron France's table. It's been sitting at this dairy for 3 years. It's actually from what I can tell, in great shape. So gotta jack it up, get it onto that. See how the tires are. That tire looks good. Quite the little setup. Pin I got is too big. I didn't think about that. I don't think there's one at home. I guess this jack does work. The other jack doesn't for sure. We gotta hang these hoses up better. When you come prepared, then you don't need anything. Tires actually were good. I started the air compressor because I thought they were low. Both sides right where they should be. So we'll reel this up and get going. So they got their jerseys out here hanging out, living the dream. Some gorgeous alfalfa. And I think they're working on putting a robot in, so that will be pretty cool. I definitely offer some help to start up and recommendation, just because that's the neighborly thing to do. It's got a little more weight to it than I figured, but that's not a bad thing with it. So I did actually end up, well, I was bidding on a table, and it was like in Kentucky. I was like, that's a long way from home. And they're big and they're awkward. So I'm very glad that somebody local had one that I could borrow. So you dump your trucks into it. The beater's up top. It's like a forge wagon front. And the table itself moves up. Conveyor goes across. Belt could probably use a new belt, but for what we're doing, I guess we'll see. So I don't own this, and Aaron, who does, actually offered to come run through it and everything. And I said, I got it. I'll grease everything, check everything. So I might look into a belt, but everything else looks like it looks good. So hopefully next weekend we'll be doing some grass, getting that off. I might have some help lined up for running truck, but we got to move the truck and we got to move the chopper. The delivery is late today. They were supposed to be here at 5 in the morning. Then they stopped. I said, no worries, it's fine. And then they were gonna be here at 10, but they blew a tire out. It's amazing. Even the professional people always have some struggles. It's not just me. So today's been okay for us so far. So I just ran up to McFadden's and checked if the gates were open so that we could use their loading dock, since one of the tractors is for Jimmy and one is for me. Well, now you guys know I'm getting a tractor. But so I told the driver just to go right to my place like originally planned. I do not have an unloading dock, so it's a flatbed trailer. We're gonna get creative. Drop the trailer, go grab the Landau. We're gonna unload off the one trailer onto my trailer because they got a gooseneck flatbed. I take it it's like a 40-footer, so they'll have fun making that corner. But then I can just drop the trailer and they're good to go. Okay, truck and trailer are here. So excited for it. So we're becoming quite the operation. We got on-farm fuel tank, the blower table, we got everything. And then we're gonna pull the Landau forward and then back it up and unload these. Very excited. Very well taken care of for what it is. I think it did get some touch-up paint from time to time, but nothing too crazy. We got this M here. This is not mine. We'll put it away. They'll come get it at some point. They're just gonna bring it up the street. 4640. For some reason I said 4840 when we were looking at this actual tractor. I guess multiple times. I honestly didn't go back watch the video, but everybody said that's a 4640, it's not a 48. Yes, I know. So this is gonna be a row crop and planting tractor. It's weighted up. It's got inside weights on it. Rubber all around is really good. Cab's good. It had duals on. It had snap-on duals, but that really, they didn't sell it with that, or they didn't buy it with that because they were junk and the tires were junk. So they actually went in and put new rims and tires on it. Like I said, it's got inner dual weights, so pretty excited for that. I don't know if we could move those in just a little bit more and run duals with a hub duals on it, snap on duals. We got to see, but 3 remotes, yeah, quick hitch. It is a big 1000. We do have the adapter. The 7520 is a big 1000. A bunch of people said, oh, you can just put the adapter. Yes, we know. We pumped manure. We raked hay with that tractor last year, if you guys remember. But this is an 82. So what happened in 82 with the 466 blocks, they went to a crank driven oil pump. And how I know it's original hours and everything, somebody did pick up on this. And they said, why is the tack black? Because late 82s were the only ones that came with a black tack. So yeah, if they switched it out, I think 4440, somebody said that too. But quad range, 3 remotes. Yeah, supposedly the AC blows extremely cold. We'll check, we're gonna find that out. But I am excited to pull the planter with this. Probably run fertilizer. We'll see what we're gonna do for spraying. But this is a one owner tractor. They bought it off them, and he was 81 years old. He bought it new, and they bought it because he retired. Yeah, like it did get badging, got cleaned up. So Plain City, Ohio, you can feel the sticker on it, but it's gonna be a good workhorse for me. So I'm excited to get it pulling the planter. AC's blowing pretty cold. So I'm excited about that. TAC is running, which is normal. The what is it? The 100th? Well, the decimal, that's kind of wild. We don't have all the lights. Some work, some don't. And we don't have a radio, which isn't the end of the world. I wonder if there's something tripped. Bad circuit breaker. But very clean. We got to get some cassettes. Oh, I was hoping there was one in there. Yeah, I like it. Everything's tight in the quad range, which is I used to run an 8440 or something like that, and it was sloppy and nothing but a pain. I like it. I am absolutely ecstatic for that. Somebody was like, yeah, but that's not the 70s. It's an 82, my bad. So we got, somebody did say, it says made in West Germany. I think that's I'm gonna go back over there. It's gotta be before 1990, which, see, I'm learning as I go. I do gotta move this dump trailer out of the way, clean some things up. We gotta mow some property. Whew. I gotta go see a man about manure hauling for tomorrow, actually. I always forget. What does this say? Made in West Germany, it says. So, somebody said if it's a 99 or not 1990 and before, it will say that. So, maybe that's an 89, maybe it's a 90. I gotta look at the serial number, that will tell me. But shoo, look at this. So we got parts for the planter to put on. That's why I was waiting to really hook this up. This is gonna be a planting unit. That way it makes my life a lot easier. I might have some help that could run that while I run this, and we'll stay ahead. This thing's very sharp. It does have the extended lights for when the duals are on. A lot of places around here are getting hammered with rain. If you look right there, it's raining there. It says we weren't supposed to get much rain. It's not supposed to be until later, but I have a feeling we're gonna get more than the weatherman's saying. This little pocket that I'm in, it's like a weird little microclimate. It's not just me, it's like through this area, because Cobleskill gets different weather than here, and north to 20 gets different weather than through here. It's like windier, and it's just hard to describe. But I gotta run up here and talk to a guy, and then run for some parts by list, and then we'll start working through some of our projects. Planter, we can start getting that ready to rock and roll. Got to do a few things on this. One, when I first got this planter, I was like, how did they bend this shaft the way they did? Well, if you don't put your lock all the way in or all the way out, when you set it down, you bend that. So that's all bent, touching. We got to do that. We drilled through the top of the cylinder by accident. We got replacement cylinders, courtesy. But the other thing is, I got to put the master cylinder back in place. We're missing the collar on the front, and I don't think we had enough hydraulic flow to get it to do what we wanted it to do. So now that I'm in a good place, now that I got a new shaft here, also the collar from John Deere, well, from Green Parts Store. Oh, it's a metal collar. Metal collar, hose clamp, so both halves of it. Now we should be able to do that. So let's dive into that. This one I drilled through the top. My mistake. Yeah. Go watch previous videos. We got a new one. Well, new to us one. Appreciate the gentleman that dropped them off to me. I got two of them. I got some other spare parts. just swapping them out. Gonna turn the fittings back up. Hopefully it doesn't leak. All 4 of the ones that were on here all got rebuilt last spring, so we might need to get a rebuild kit for this if it leaks. But let me put that back in. You just take 2 bolts on either side that hold this block in. You got the shaft across it, and then you got the hose. So it does take a little finesse to get it back in there, but let's give it a go. These planters are pretty simple once you get them all figured out. I don't know why the hydraulics is fighting me. Well, I do know, but yeah. This, once we get rolling, we'll be in a good place. Yeah, we do have to do, well, I'd like to do the marker arms. The whole point I've been waiting to do a tractor, to get planter and tractor ready, was, well, the GPS. But on some of these hillside, I'm a little nervous on it, so I'd like the actual marker arms that are supposed to be on here. So we'll see how far we can make it in the next few days, and then we'll go planting. Cylinder swapped out, or I guess that's actually a piston, right? Guess it would be a piston. It's only going one way. So that's swapped out. The master cylinder is all hooked back up. The only thing I see, this bleed that's on this one is rounded off. We might have to heat it and just work its way around if we need to get to that point. But we'll go ahead, lift it up, see what we can do. Well, as I was messing around in there, making it go up and down, phasing this master cylinder to do the slave cylinders, I realized that my front lights all do work. We don't have any blinkers or rear lights, so maybe something's unhooked or fuse is blown, or we'll have to do some power probing. But one's high beam, low beam. I did look at Tiger or Larson lights earlier. They got kits, complete kits. We do have to get a whole housing for that one, but yeah, that would make our lives a lot easier, being able to see when we're working. So I went up and down a ton, let all the air out of all of the bleeders. Now, which I have never had on the cylinder to begin with, from day one, and it all worked all last year. This is what's mind-boggling to me. We got to put this clamp, well, spacer, on. Okay. That piston almost went past. That would not have been good. Okay, the spacer is on there. By the way, John Deere is awfully proud of that spacer. I think each half was like $45. So now we can pick it up and really see what it does. That one wheel's way up in the air. Well, now it's raining, and my lights, 3 of them were on earlier. One shut back off, so I got something funky with them. But it's raining. I am on the Kenzie Deere page, trying to get some advice, and I think somebody's right that my master cylinder has an issue with it. We're gonna find out. So somebody did say, let me give you a rundown of how this actually works, because Aaron, my buddy, lined it up. So most of these cylinders have 4 outlets on one side. Mine, on these 8 rows, have 3 on one side, 1 on the other side. So there's a piston in between each one. It's like 2 different pistons. Fluid goes in here, fluid goes in here. Then you have your outlet going to this side, you have your outlet going to that side. So they're supposed to work all together. So he said, well, you can move things around, so if you go to there, but you got to go to there, then you can swap your sides. So somebody just said, take your hose and go from one side to the other. If the problem follows, the problem stays with where it is, you have a bad lift cylinder. If the problem swaps from side to side, you have a bad master cylinder. Well, I got one hose that's long enough I can swap it to the other side. The other side, the hose going on the right side, cannot reach all the way around to get to the other side. So I lifted it up, and sure enough, this side lifted immediately, and that side stayed on the ground. Granted, we're pushing fluid out. But that leads me to believe that we have a bad master cylinder, and it's a rebuild. And honestly, it's like $1,500 for a rebuild. Core of one, or used one's like $2,400. So I got to do some thinking. There is some delete kits as far as getting rid of the master cylinder to actually run the planter. A bunch of people actually who wrote on the comments in the group, they watch the YouTube channel and they've said that. So I appreciate everybody that has reached out and actually put great input in ways of diagnosing it. So we're learning. And I know there's going to be that one person that writes in the comments that says, well, that's what happens when you buy junk. This planter is actually like brand new. Just we got hydraulics. So we got to figure that out. But alrighty, I'm done with it. It's rained about 1/10 of an inch. It's extremely windy. It's probably going to rain some more. 4640 is home. Very excited for that. We just got to get, yep, it's going to pour. So just got to get the planter rolling and get everything good. We'll get there. A little stressed. So appreciate you guys watching along, and I'll see you guys on the next one.